And that's what kind of started my journey is like, yo, engineering is my thing now. Like,
bro, I feel like engineering is probably songwriting and engineering are the skills that still haven't got their credit. I feel like producers like didn't get their credit for a while. They are now. I feel like you see producers that have their own brands, they have their own thing going on. But songwriters and engineers, nobody gives a fuck for us still.
Songwriters, I don't think they can get it because they're basically ghostwriting. So you don't want people to really know. And most of the time it's in their agreements that you can't
talk about it.
Yeah. So like you just pay the hire. But for engineers, we don't, bro. Especially because a lot of us engineers, one, don't know about publishing and all of that stuff because we're not looking at us chopping up the beats and doing drops and all of that stuff as production or producing, which it is. So you get a producer credit for doing that. What's going on? Because I started in my grandma's house and that shit got so whammy that I couldn't do business there no more. Like, so they came and raided. My house got raided.
Your grandma's house?
Yes, my grandma's house got raided when I was like 18 because, I mean, it was trapping and stuff then, but I was doing the music and I had so many clients coming to the house, in and out traffic. Then we had a label called Major Movement, which was like 50 of us in the front of her house. Like, it looked like a fucking gang meeting, you know what I'm saying? So they was watching me for like 4 months and then raided my spot. And then like, that's when I made the decision. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do music. I started as a producer and I was in band and stuff at first. And then my homeboy, when I first moved to Virginia from Baltimore, my homeboy put me on to FL Studio and was teaching me all of this stuff. And then I fell in love with the production and sampling and all that. And then I started engineering because we went to a studio and the engineer was trash. And they won't, like back then, they didn't want to share no secrets. They want no YouTube. Like, I couldn't get it.
Yo, people, I feel like kids nowadays, they can't even imagine a world where you can't just get on YouTube and look up how to do something.
You feel me?
Like,
that's...
People going to libraries, looking for books and
shit. I used to go to encyclopedia. My mom, anytime I asked a question my mom couldn't answer, she'd tell me, go figure it out. And most of the time I went to the encyclopedia to figure the shit out. And I was young. But yeah, so they're fortunate to have everything at the tip of their fingers now. Like, just... We all are, though. I took advantage of it, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I take advantage of it as well, but I feel like, you know, when you have certain things or you grew up with certain things, it's easy to take it for granted.
Facts. No, facts, yeah. Yup. And I feel like every generation go through it. We all got something we took for granted.
For sure.
So it's just
even us, it's just all of us as Americans.
Yeah.
If you think about our freedoms and shit we can do here in America that people in other countries just can't do, we take that. That's the biggest thing we take for granted.
My girl just came back from Colombia. My wife just came back from Colombia, and she was like, it's so poor over there. They robbed her friend for her ID and left the money. That's how poor they were.
What are they gonna do with the ID?
I don't fucking know. That's what I said. I was like, I don't know, but yeah, bro. They and there was a bunch of money in there. They probably took a few dollars, but. They
left for somebody to get a new ID.
Bro, it was crazy.
They were just a hack, bro. I just seen on Twitter earlier. There was a hack. All the social security numbers in America, everybody's social security number got stolen and leaked on the web. You start engineering, you start producing first in your grandma's house. It gets raided. Maybe touch a little bit more on.
I went everywhere. That was like the first 4 years.
Yeah, we can kind of bounce around, but maybe touch more on why do you think these people, like you're saying, people come and go. Why do you think, what's some of the reasons you think people quit and don't persevere?
Because they feel like it's too hard. And that's not really what they want to do. Or they might not be designed to do it. You know what I mean? But I just take it up that they don't want it that bad. It's like, for them. Yeah, and everybody has that option to make that decision. Like, it's okay to lock in on something and just really lose the passion for it. And just find something different, you know? Just go do something different. And you never know, that passion might come back, but if it don't, you know, I don't know. But they just don't be wanting it. That's all it is, for real. Don't nobody really want to work that hard. Like, when they see how hard we got to work behind the scenes to keep what we got. Yes. And everything don't always pay up front. It sometimes pays a year later, 2 years, 10 years, like.
Yeah, especially in this industry, I feel like you'll work for 10 years to really get that first, like, decent payday.
Nigga, yes. Like, bro, like, Yes, my first 10 years was like probably the hardest point in being in the music, because you got to deal with nobody fucking with you, then you got certain people fucking with you, then you got like, man, then you trying to figure out if what you're doing is right. Nobody wants to tell you the secrets, and then when you find somebody to tell you the secrets, they might tell you a little bit and feed you a little bit of information. Then you got to play this game. It's like, it's stressful, bro. And then once you kind of get over that hump of understanding that you're doing it right, you're on the right path, the people you moving with are right, then you kind of like, it gets a little easier. It's like, okay, I see what's going on now. And then you start your rotation, you get into your routine of things, and you understand, all right, I got to design this, I got to control this, I have to communicate these different things. Like, that's another thing, communication. A lot of people just don't, they got to practice that communication for real.
So you started like 22 years ago.
Yeah.
What was the scene like at that time?
This is with...
That's definitely before my time. I'm 28. So
for real?
I'm 6 years old.
Damn,
when you started.
Bro,
he said he's recording people's great grandsons and shit.
Yeah, bro. No cap, bro. But the scene when I got out there in Virginia, it was coming together. Double XL. You ever heard of Double XL?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
Like
Double XL.
Like the freshman class list and shit.
Yeah, no.
The
I'm
magazine?
talking about the rapper from Newport News.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Double XL.
I haven't, no.
So he was like the OG out here, and then you had Miss Blend. She was a radio station owner out here, and she used to work for Jay-Z, all of them.
Is she a part of the Blends Awards?
That's her award show.
That's hers? Okay.
I won Producer of the Year in 2007, bro.
That's crazy. Okay.
At the Blendsville Awards. So, but I always look at them as like my mom and my dad when it comes to this Virginia music scene. Okay. They kind of showed me how the game works. I was like 15, 16 in the clubs performing. I had like 50 artists with. I was probably like 17. My boy Wax was probably about 16. But I had like 50 artists. I had an artist. All right, so how I set up Major Movement, my first record label, I had basically a boss in each 7 cities. And then they had about 7 rappers underneath of them. So when I would have boss meetings with them, and because I was a big fan of the Mafia. My grandma, so once I learned how they organize shit, I said, oh shit, all right, we could do this with the music. And then I kind of orchestrated it like that. So you got your conciliaires and all of that shit. I started the artist development program just seeing that a lot of people didn't understand how this game works and wanted to know how it works. And I had to try to figure out, all right, because I used to give out a lot of, like, I would just have people at the studio with me all the time. Somebody might come into a session, then the next session you have, it might be a whole different engineer. I'm just giving people chances and trying to teach them. And I'm doing it for free, but it was kind of messing me up too, because it's like, one, it's not profitable and you spending a lot of time on them. And then 2, you giving them chances, but they messing up the business. So it's like, it'll mess up your name in the long run. So I had to come up with like a structure. And I kind of want to start a school and stuff like that, but right now I just do it for like the ones that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like people that's like my people, and we really, and I take them under the wing and just try to show them as much as I can in this industry and help them learn like, yo, this is what it really is. And I try to do it fast at first, but I know I go a little fast sometimes. I be telling them stuff and they be like, it'll go over their head and they be like, yo, what the hell? But I try to show them fast just because don't nobody got time to waste. So I kind of want them to know like, yo, this is everything you about to embark on. And then I'll slow it down and then break it down bit by bit by bit. You know what I mean? Until they understand it.
Can you make great sounding music with stock plugins, or do you need to buy plugins?
No. If you can't do it with stock plugins, you gotta still keep working. You know what I'm saying? Because you should be able to get the job done with stock plugins. All these other plugins are just third-party plugins that make things easier or help you get stuff done quicker.
But you're saying you can get the same exact sound?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can definitely... Like Earth Gang, the project I did for Earth Gang, that was all stock sounds. That wasn't no crazy... And I still got some of the sessions. I probably had like 2 or 3 plugins on them joints.
What project did you do for Earth Gang?
The Shallow Toys for Graves. That was like one of their earlier projects, but that was their first project on Billboard, and it was for everybody was up there. Jid was up there. It was a Spillage Village project, But Earth Gang was always the ones that was spearheaded everything. They was just trying to keep Spillage Village together. But
how did you link up with those guys, and how did you? Yeah, so you're touching. You said that you're working with these local artists in the beginning.
Right.
What was that transition, or how did you start working with these big industry acts? I feel like you have a lot of big
them niggas
placements.
was local then.
Earth
They
Gang?
was local, yeah.
Not to here. Are they from here?
Yeah, they not from here. They was going to HU.
Okay. I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, they went to HU, and my boy Slim, Three-Way Slim, he brought them to the studio and was like, bro, you got to work with them. And then I ended up doing like 3 or 4 projects with them. And then I watched their whole process. Even when they moved down to Atlanta, they was like, yo, Bigz, come down there. But I was running the studio. Like I told you, I had all of that stuff going on, so I couldn't just drop and go. I ain't understand how to just leave and just go, chase that dream, I was grown and shit, doing shit. They was in college, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm looking at them like, oh, okay, they doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, nah, so, but transitioning into bigger acts and working with bigger acts came from me just grinding, bro. Like, going to events, being in the right places, and mainly, like, working on my craft because people kept bringing major acts to my studio to get to record and do stuff, you know what I mean? Or get me to mix some songs for them. Like I did a song for Gucci and them back then. Just from that. Even at my grandma's house, I recorded a dude named Mike Mills. He was signed to Alicia Keys' label. He was a rapper. It was like one of their first rappers that they was trying to branch off with and all that. I recorded AK. AK came to my house. He was with Pimp Squad Clique back in the day. And then some of the local people like Doubt Gotcha came to the crib. Low C, you never heard of Low C? Popping back.
I'm not sure.
Back then.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he was popping back.
Kieran be a hit to a lot of people. Like before me, he'll put me on with a lot of people.
For real.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like people from the town was like everybody was coming through. So just putting in that work and constantly like just working for real. And then from
I was about to say okay, my phone said okay. And it's 757 right now, by the way.
That's
okay,
hard. That's gangster. That's
a lot of times I look at my phone and be 757, not to cut you off. We just got back from LA. Literally, I stepped out the airport at 757.
That's
757.
I'm like, you on the right path, bro.
Bike.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it. And then people start hearing in the industry like, oh, you do this. And then they'll just start calling you, and then setting up situations, whether it's like, most of the time for me it's engineering stuff, but now it's more so producing and production stuff now. Because once I started engineering, like, and really taking it, like putting my full focus on it, I stopped producing as much. I just focused in on just engineering and just becoming a really great engineer.